Hello, folks. We are back after that very short break. Thank you so much for everyone who stayed in chat and stuck around. Welcome to Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews. We hope you enjoyed the Gamescom coverage. There will be more Gamescom coverage tomorrow, just before 7 o'clock. So make sure you tune in for that on this very channel. You were gone so long, joking. Bless you, Amanda. I think it was about 5 minutes. We tried to be as quickly as possible. And we did have a thing where we entered the studio and then both my mic and my speakers had stopped working. It was like, oh, right, okay, you need to reset it all. But there you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Sophie. Good evening. How are you, lovely? Great to see you. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. I look like a child. I look at his face as smooth as a baby's behind. So I've had a shave and an haircut today. Shaving an haircut. So I haven't had one since I went off to South America. So that's been 6 weeks. Gamescom stream was good. Some really good games in there. Some really good games. We had 2.5 hours of trailers. Some really good stuff. And there should be some more good stuff tomorrow. The Lego Batman, new Lego Batman game looks amazing. I can say that now. That looks phenomenal. And a lot of other stuff looks really, really good. So look forward to it. As I say, more Gamescom coverage tomorrow just before 7 o'clock with the Future Game Show and Future Game Show live at Gamescom. But thank you for everyone who stuck around. Greatly appreciate it. Let's crack on with the show. Now, Dave is away on holiday. We have no guest this week. We deliberately did this because of the whole Gamescom thing. Good show, but no sign of Crazy Taxi. No, there wasn't, but maybe tomorrow, mate. Maybe tomorrow. I got a feeling it is going to be tomorrow, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. So we've got, no, he's not allowed holiday, I know. But obviously when Dave is away, we can bring someone else who has just got as good gaming knowledge and helps us get through the show. So welcoming our guest co-host that knows the most, it's Tunesy.
Hello, good evening, everyone. How you doing?
Doing great to see you, mate. Second time back this year. Thank you for standing in.
No, always welcome, mate. I'm always happy to try and fill the massive boots that Dave leaves behind, but with just slightly smaller feet, unfortunately.
Slightly smaller feet, yes. So he says, hey up, Tunesy. Hello. Obviously, we saw you at Timeless last week. I didn't get to see a lot of you. I know you were there, and I saw you stage, but I got to speak to you at the end.
Yes,
So, yeah, you look like you had a really good time.
Mate, I absolutely loved it. And to be fair, that's why, obviously, when it was an arcade club, I was around a lot more because we've been there so many years you know, the arcades, but I was just busy investigating and like checking out all the floors and going to all the there's rooms within rooms there where there's the over 18s bit that I saw after about half hour. I was like, oh, what's in here? And then found a whole other area. But
it's mad.
Brilliant venue. And I mean, as always, love Timeless.
Thank you. And do you know what? It's something because the arcade, the people at the arcade, I'm going to say this, we negotiated to have everything open for everybody. So that was something that, because the over 18s is normally just over 18s, but because there was no games in there that were adult orientated, they were like, we can let the families in and we can let the kids in. And yeah, they've got the 3 different rooms. Some people didn't even realize there was a top floor that overlooks the second, like the main floor, which was great. Danke didn't even get in there. Danke didn't even get that far, but that was where the cocktail bar was, which I know was, and they had the massive screens with the big sofas. So I had I'm going to say this, I'm not going to talk too much Timeless today, but had a lovely email from one of the managers of the 2 venues from Punch Tami saying how fantastic everything was and the staff loved it and they really enjoyed it and they've been begging her to get us to come back already. I was like, it's not even been a week. And we spoke to Jed, and Jed, who was there on the setup day, so you might not have, most of you wouldn't have seen her, but she wasn't there on the main day. She kind of oversees the whole complex, and she was just like, that event was phenomenal. Please come back. So yeah,
Awesome.
meeting with them because we were really happy with everything they did, and we felt that they really bent over backwards for us. So you know, as we said last night, a few things to address, like everything, and we'll do that. Fleabag, hello, buddy.
Incoming raid.
He has been streaming Gamescom just like me. Josh, good evening. Thundercats, oh, good evening. Goddamn Gundy, thank you for the follow. Into my man. Can we get a shout out for the wonderful Fleabag? He has been streaming exactly the same stuff that I've been streaming. How are you? How are you all? Great to see you. Welcome on in. This is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat. We have just done the Gamescom coverage, and now we are hammering our way into a Tuesday Night Gaming Chat with our special guest host, Tunes. We were waiting for you. Lafayette, you disappeared. I know, but I had to change software because I can't run TNGC on a normal computer. I won't go into it. That's how we make TNGC so good and polished, allegedly, by doing that. Thank you so much. Let me know if you need me to do the special shout out as well, if the mods can't do that, if they're not able to. But please do give Fleabag a follow. He is amazing. The other half of the wonderful LEXL, they were both also at Timeless. Close, but wrong way. iQuail, nearly there. 2 games I'm looking forward to. Lego Batman, the Outwards 2. Yes, I like them. I like some of the horror stuff as well. So, yeah. We are doing more Gamescom coverage tomorrow night on this very channel. Or if Fleabag is doing it, go watch it on Fleabag's channel as well. Still doesn't like mobile. He'll get there. Midnight WoW expansion was lush. I know you were excited for that. There you go. There's a special shout out. Go give that heart a like to Fleabag. Done a cracking job there. Thank you, iQual. I found it all a bit meh overall. Was psyched for WoW Midnight. I actually thought we said there was more trailers in the first half an hour that we really liked than compared to the 2-hour show. Whereas it was, I'd say there was a good 10 games in the main show, but nearly like 8 out of the 10 trailers, I was like, at the first half an hour, I was like, yeah. Especially Bubsy the Bobcat 4D. It's like, that's bringing it back. Big time. Can't wait for that. So there you go. Thank you so much. Go give Fleabag a follow. He-Man for the win. Yeah, the He-Man beat him up. That looked great as well. Can't wait for that. So what have you been playing, Tunesy? As we have no guests, what have you been playing this week?
So to be fair, because, and again, it's still all your fault. I am in the middle of quite a big Kingdom versus Kingdom battle at the moment on Call of Dragons.
Oh my God, you're still playing that? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's literally taken up all of my time. When I got back on Thursday, it was a new opening. And yeah, pretty much since then, it's been fighting every spare moment. So I've got a stack of games that this weekend, where it's bank holiday, I'm gonna try and at least start. But yeah, since Timeless, nothing but Call of Dragons.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. Bloody hell! Sorry, that's all my fault. I think we nearly did that a year ago.
No, it's over 2 years.
2 years ago. Oh my dear God. Okay. Sophie says, should I be able to watch the Gamescom thing on catch up? Yes, it's actually on my channel now on catch up. It's gone live. It's literally gone live now on catch up, so you can watch it. And if you don't want to watch my version of it, you can watch Fleabag's version of it, or you can just go on YouTube and watch it on YouTube. Probably the best one. So, did anyone else get confused by the Gamescom trailer? Not a game trailer, but for game. Yes, we all thought it was a game. Confused the shit out of us. Completely confused the shit out of us. So yes, I agree. I've been grinding Fortnite, says Josh, due to the Power Rangers nostalgia. Well, we're going to be talking about that a little bit later on, because there's been a little bit of a hoo-ha going on with Fortnite. So we'll be talking about that. We did too. Thank you. We'll watch it tomorrow. No worries. No worries, Save. So I finally finished the RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business expansion or DLC, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. One of them. And it was good. And they recently did a patch which stopped because I found it was a little bit freezing at sometimes in certain parts. There was like some load times. They have fixed that now. It was good. I think the end bit was a little bit anticlimactic. you get to a big boss battle and you don't really do a big boss battle.
Yeah, that sounds quite disappointing.
Yeah, but the action is still good. I think if you love the main game that came out in 2023, no worries, Amanda. Enjoy your work meeting. You will enjoy this. So it's more of the same with some added bonuses. It doesn't outstay its welcome. But if you didn't like that RoboCop game, you're not going to like this because it's just more of the same. But it does end really abruptly. I was like, oh, okay. So we just end. So it was good, but I can see why it got a 7 out of 10. So I did that. So I've been playing more Donkey Kong Bonanza as well. I really enjoy that game. It's so good. And it's the best thing on the Switch so far because really there's only 2 proper Nintendo games on the Switch at the moment. And everything else is other licensed stuff. But there you go. Yeah, that's good fun. So, and I hope to be playing more Mafia this week as well because I was enjoying that last night.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So, shall we crack on with the show, ladies and gentlemen?
Sounds like a plan.
Right. So, this is our 230th show. We have 8 new games. We've got the latest gaming news for the last 7 days. We're going to be talking about Madden NFL 26, Drag and Drive, which is another Switch 2 game, and Off. If you don't know what Off is, it was on the front cover of Debug magazine a couple of months ago. So I'll be explaining what that is. We're also going to be talking the fact that PUBG is dropping Xbox One and PlayStation 4 support. And some certain things you're going to turn me off. Thank you, Soph. I appreciate that. Just remember, if I am on live support, yank that cord really hard to make sure that you've done it properly. We're going to be talking about the fact that obviously they revealed a load of stuff for Call of Duty Black Ops 7. However, there was one platform that was not mentioned about that. So we'll be talking about that because that was literally shown. Amanda's like, better not. It's fine. It's fine. It's all been pre-agreed. What's the button? Oh dear, flatline. Yeah, that's probably it. It's like, no, that's the wrong button. Anyway, let's bring up chat on the screen. So it should appear there at the bottom now. Some people say chat. But let's crack on with the show. And obviously, we're going to start with a sports game. And this is something we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, that college football came out last year and was a massive runaway success because they've not released a college football in years. But it took the shine away from Madden, which, let's be fair, has been plodding along. So the question is, we, as of last Monday on early access, and as of Thursday last week, the brand new Madden NFL 26 came out. But the question is it still plodding along? Or have EA finally had a kick up the arse to make it a better Madden game? Here is the trailer for the latest Madden game. This is out on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC and Switch 2. Let's have a look at Madden NFL 26. Evening, Games Guru.
Whiteout conditions remain in effect as we are back for the second half.
So there you go. Madden NFL 26. And first time it's landing on Switch 2 as well as PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC. And they have made changes to this one, haven't they, Tunesy?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, it's a long way from of the John Madden football that in the 90s on the Genesis. But yeah, I mean, every year, new updates, new mechanics, new schemes, like new tactics and plays, and the little special signature moves that they do. But I haven't played it in quite a while, and this is the first one where I've seen them like bring in the weather into it a lot more, like with the whiteout. I don't know if that's been in any previous releases like recently, but
this is something new.
Yeah, it looks new, and it makes things interesting because it's just like what would happen in a real game.
Yeah. Like people slip sliding out. You got the rain elements as well and other weather aspects. I don't think they've really ever done anything like that in this, which makes it a lot more interesting because your players are going to be slip sliding all over the place, which is going to make it more difficult. I have a kind of a not a love-hate relationship with Madden games. I've played some of the Madden games. I've played some on stream, and I've always been like, okay. But the word on the grapevine is EA have turned around and gone, we realise we've been pretty much churning out the same thing for the last few years, so we need to do something special with this one. And they might have done that. They might have actually done it with this one. So interesting to see. So for those who just tuned in, we don't review the games, folks, but we scour the internet and get average scores from a number of different platforms, whether it be GameSpot, Metacritic, IGN, Gamer Ranks, Eurogamer, to name a few. And then we turn that into an average score. Now, you may agree with it, you may not. But if you guessed it correctly, you will get a shout out in the chat. And there are some people at Woody started to put guesses. And both Danker and Gozzo said a 7.5 for this one. So, chat, get your scores in now. What you think that Madden NFL 26 got. Do tell us. And Tunesy, what do you reckon this has got on average?
So, I must admit, my initial thoughts were 7.5, but I think with some of the new features that they've included, like mainly the weather aspect, I just think that is going to really give it a boost. So I'm going to round up to an 8 out of 10.
Okay, going for an 8 out of 10. Josh has put an 8.2. We're going for halves or whole numbers. Because you're 8.2, I'm going to round that down to an 8, unless you want higher, Josh. Let me know. So, folks, get your scores in because we've only got a handful of scores. Come on, you got to be at if you want to get shout outs. But Tunesy's going for an 8. I say Josh is going for an 8. Godson and Dagger 8.5. Josh is pushing it up to 8.5. See, it's not just me who does weird numbers. I know, Soph. I know. And Soph, you sent me a DM. Delete all of it, please. So we put in I'm going to say this now. We put in the Discord, do not put spoilers for stuff for Gamescom. And people have put spoilers for stuff in the Discord. So we're deleting it all. So shame on you for putting spoilers in. And for you that didn't realise, still shame on you. Because it's been deleted. So after the stream, don't worry, no, just delete all of it. So fuck them. If people can't follow simple instructions, your shit gets deleted from the Discord. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you so much. In the
words of Joey Swell that does the gym videos, you need to do better.
Yeah. Read the fucking messages that we put out there, folks. Same rules apply for tomorrow night as well. So there you go. Because we don't want anything spoiled for anyone who didn't get to watch it live. So there you go. By the end of the week, feel free to fill your boots and put as many trailers as you want after Gamescom's finished. But for now, and Thursday night too. Well, tomorrow night, yeah, I guess Thursday as well. From Friday onwards, we'll allow stuff because Gamescom's going to be well in and there won't be any more showcases. So for Friday onwards, you can fill your boots. But even though we're not doing the awesome indies thing, I'm sure we'll probably watch it somehow. So there you go. iQuell says an 8. Right, folks, I'm going to crack on with this because obviously we started a little bit later than normal. But I can tell you that this is probably one of the better Maddens in a long time, and therefore gets a very reputable average of a 8 out of 10. So congratulations. Tunesy, you get it right. iQuell, you get it right. So actually, iQuell, I'm going to shout you out. If it allows me to do it. There you go. Oh, Sophie's done it. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you for doing that. Greatly appreciate it. Tunes, how would you like, because I might as well keep the tradition, because you don't really stream. So how would you like your shout out? We'll keep the tradition going.
You know what? In a little one-man Mexican wave style.
One-man Mexican wave. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go back a bit. Are you ready? I can do them. I just wanted to break as I'm not fully concentrated. That's all right, Sophie. I appreciate that. Thank you. So between you and iQuell, should all be covered. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Tunes!
That's it. I need to clip that. I need to clip that and save it.
Hang on, it's coming back around. Tunes! Here you go. Here you go.
Oh,
yeah, the
brilliant.
wave was coming back, so you can see what I was going to do. There you go. So that's our first game. So if you have not played a Madden game in a long time, hello, Jenny. How you doing? Lovely. If you're not playing a Madden game in a long time, Madden 26 is a good one to go for. It's not the usual stuff that they've churned out. So there you go. Moving on to our next game. This came out on Tuesday last week on PC. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. This is Abyssus. And I have said that correctly. Let's have a look at the trailer for that. Tunes, the wave reached anchor. There you go. It's going round. It's getting round to everyone. Hooray!
In iron, steam, and brine.
There you go, folks. That is Abyssus. Now, when I first heard about this game, I was like, this is going to be some sort of submarine nautical thing. No, it's a shooter. It's a shooter, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's a sort of first-person shooter roguelike game by I think it's Double Moose that have made it. And yeah, up to 4 players in co-op. For me, it's got a kind of Duke Nukem meets dystopian steampunk type style, and where you kind of descend into the depths through sunken kingdoms and basically have to fight your way back up again. By all accounts, the actual storyline isn't meant to be that inspiring, but I guess in Duke Nukem sort of style, that there's some meant to be some amusing little messages and notes left behind for you to read throughout the game. So
it's kind of one of those that it's more about the action than the story. So
yeah,
okay.
By all accounts.
Yeah, this is called Abyssus. So like abyss, and then yeah, with loads of sus on the end, just like Jenny's put. There you go, Abyssus. So there you go. Right, folks, what do we think this got? This is out on PC, came out last Tuesday. Get your scores in the chat now for that game. While we're waiting for some scores, what do you reckon this got, Tunes?
So it's one where whatever one I go for is probably going to be the other. I can't decide between a 6.5 and a 7. I'm going to go for the 7 though.
Going to go for a 7. Okay, so you're a bit tied on that. Danker's going for a 7. Gozzo's gone for a 7. Jenny's gone for a 7.5, so slightly higher. So chat, get your scores in. This came out on PC last week. Sophie says, Tunes, do a 6.75. Just to wreck the show. Josh is also going for a 7.5, so slightly higher than yours. Any other scores, folks? Get them in chat. Remember, you will get a shout out. If you get it correct, you get a shout out in for your stream. And if you don't do a stream, we'll give you a shout out anyway, because that's what this show is all about. iQuail saying an 8. Have we got any takers? We're slowly going up. You notice it's gone 7, 7.5, 8, slowly. Any more takers, folks? Any more takers for Abyssus, which came out last Tuesday on PC? And if there isn't, I'm going to click the button and I'm going to tell you that I bet you're glad you didn't go for the 6.5, because this did get a 7 out of 10 on average.
Happy days.
There you go. So you're 2 for 2.
You know what? I've made a rod for my own bag, because it can only go downhill now. That's all we can do.
Well done to Danker and Gozzo, who got their first ones right this evening as well. Well done, guys. But yeah, you're 2 for 2. So I'll have to see how you go. Tunesy, how would you like your shout out?
So, you know what? Do your best Irish accent, please.
Okay, this could be terrible. I'm going to put the comment I put. Sophie said, I was interested until it said there's no console planned as yet. So there we go. Best Irish accent. I've got to think about this. You got it right. You got it right, Tunes.
You know, I've just thought of one for next time in case I get another one right.
Okay, all right. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. That was Scottish. That sounded more Scottish. Everyone's saying that sounded more Scottish. Apologies in advance, says Dank. Scottish. If I was going to do Scottish, Scottish. It would be more like, Tunes. Scottish. Hey.
Yeah, it'd be more, hey, you.
Hey, you, Tunes. Yeah. I see you. I don't know. It's terrible. But anyway, it was somewhere between England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Anyways,
somewhere in this remote region.
Yeah, in a region. But there you go. There you go. Let's talk some gaming news. And I did say that's a pretty good Scottish impression. Thank you, Soph. I appreciate that. I do quite good one Scottish. Irish, not so good. Sometimes I end up sounding Asian when I do Irish. I'm terrible. There you go. Mag nearly spat his beer out at my Liverpudlian. Oh God, yeah. When we're having a beer on the Thursday night, that was quite funny. And I sat there and went, back in it. I can only say, come back here. So yeah, if we get Sophie back on the show, she'll have to do that. We'll get her to do that. Was it Josh that said he was been playing some Fortnite in the chat? And obviously we've got the new bugs and the Fleabag trying to put a link in the chat. Let me know what that was, Fleabag. We'll figure out how we get that out there. Some of you have been playing the new Fortnite update. Josh has been playing. Thank you for confirming, Ellie. And it's interesting because my Irish clip. Okay, cool. Chuck it in my Discord, and then that'll probably go up on TikTok. Thank you, by the way. Yeah, and if you are in the Discord, if not, message Sophie. Helldivers 2 have been having a bit of a dig at Fortnite, but not in a nasty way. But they did put out some tweets. Basically, Arrowhead, the team that made Helldivers 2, which was a runaway success last year, basically throwed a bit of shade at Fortnite, saying it's lovely for the fact that they've inspired Fortnite for the new update. Because if you don't know, there's lots of bugs. But then they kind of said the whole thing about, thank you, Fleabag. Greatly appreciate that. I just need to shrink that down as well. There you go, so I can see that. There you go. I've got that. Got it. Thank you very much. I think Ellie sent me something as well. Fuck off, it's Starship Troopers. Well, that's the thing, because it's a bit cheeky of them to kind of go, well, you know, thank you for, you know, being inspired by our game, Fortnite. Never mind, you sent it, Mag. There you go. The link is above if you want to join. If not, feel free to pop in a DM to me. I didn't do that. Nightbot did it automatically, so thank Nightbot for actually doing something right for once. But as Josh has correctly said, Helldivers 2 basically takes a lot from some other games. Obviously, Defense Force, which has obviously been a bug shooter around for many, many, many moons. But then obviously from the film Starship Troopers. So they've borrowed a lot, Helldivers 2, for that. But then they're kind of throwing these backhanded comments at Fortnite, which I thought was quite funny. But what's interesting is Helldivers 2 is also, in the same week, coming to Xbox for the first time on August the 26th. So literally next week. But what's interesting is if you watch the trailer for that, whereas it's predominantly a Sony game, because it's coming to Xbox, there have been rumors that they are doing a Halo tie-in. Because when you watch the end of the trailer for the Xbox thing, that beam of light with one of the ODST things comes screaming out of the sky and lands, and the trailer just ends. So, a couple of things here, and we'll get chat to comment on this. One, are we looking forward to Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox? Because it was a runaway success on PC and PlayStation. Do we think that they are hinting that there's going to be a Halo crossover for the Xbox version? And do you think it's a bit cheeky that they've been throwing a bit of shade at Fortnite for the new Fortnite mode? Because one of their comments was, oh, it's like Helldivers 2 at home. That was one of the other things they basically said. So basically saying it's an inferior version. But what do we think, chat? Tuesday, I'll get you to get your comments first, and then I'll bring up the stuff on the chat.
Yeah, so it's I've only played Helldivers 2 a couple of times because I don't have a PlayStation, so I've played it around with friends and thought it was awesome. And also, to be fair, even at Timeless, speaking to Bendy about it and like how much he absolutely loves that game. So I'm really looking forward to it coming over to Xbox, and I will definitely be giving that a go. And I mean, is it a little bit hypocritical? Yeah, but to be fair, it's. I think it was all done in the same way that the big brands, where like Lidl and Pizza Hut and that all have the little Twitter jibes at each other. I think it's done all in good fun and in good taste.
Yeah.
And yeah, suggesting that the Fortnite devs must have Helldivers at home, sort of in terms of getting the inspiration for including it in the updates. With Halo, would love to see it. I mean, I know you're a big fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's a good game, like from what I've played and from everything that I've read. And so I think it would definitely give it even more appeal for those Halo fans out there if there is some kind of incorporation into it.
Okay, so Sophie's just posted. Everything on the internet is saying that some Halo armor and weapons will be in from the 26th. So maybe that's it. Now, there might be some other stuff they're going to chuck in as a surprise, but that could be it. Josh was saying it's very cheeky because I've never played Helldivers. Only thing I know about Helldivers 2 is the bots in Astrobots. Yes, because you can get 4 or 5 Helldivers 2 things on that. Jenny says her son keeps saying while playing Fortnite that it's the Helldivers 2 update. Oh, that's great. But I you know what? I'm glad it's coming to Xbox because I wanted to play it. Whether I do a stream of it, I don't know. Because as far as I know, you're going to have to pay full price for it. There's no, I can't see it going to Game Pass because it's a Sony property. So I can't see it coming to Game Pass, unfortunately. But there you go. Jenny says, I think it's hilarious that they've called out Fortnite. Yeah, I think it is a bit in a way. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll probably play some Fortnite and we can compare it. So there we go. But yeah, Helldivers 2 is great. I know Dave Jones, who's normally on the show, loved it last year. So maybe I will give it a go. I do fancy playing it, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Moving on to our third game this evening, also out last Tuesday, but this time on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. Hang on, let's see which book. Launching alongside the game on Tuesday, August 26th, the Helldivers 2 Slight Times Halo ODST Legendary Warbomb will feature 4 weapons, 2 armor sets, 4 vehicle patterns, and more, all themed on Halo 3 ODST. There you go. So there you go.
You heard it here first.
There you go. Thank you, so greatly appreciate that. We're going to move on to our next game, and this, as I said, came out last Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5, and this is called Echoes to the End. Here's the trailer.
Man, it's weird being here without Dad.
I can practically hear one of his lessons right now.
Abram Finlay. Your father had a lot of ideas about wards and vestiges. Now, I know why. When the time comes, wouldn't you rather have friends among your conquerors?
Dead men make poor conquerors. Where's my brother?
I believe he's being taught regrets.
A sad, repressed vestige.
And an irrelevant old fool. I won't even break a sweat.
Playing around and open your eyes, because I have to be responsible for you, Core. I almost killed you.
So a couple of people saying different things. So he says, is it weird how it reminds you of Assassin's Creed Valhalla? Jenny was like, it's Game of Thrones versus K-pop Demon Hunters. I still need to watch that. Everyone's been raving about that, and I need to watch that. So I'm so far behind with stuff in the last month because I've not been around, but I will watch it. Tell us about this one, Tunesy, because this has got quite a few different influences to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, so it's a third-person sort of action-adventure game. I don't know. I think it's Mirka or Mirka Games. And, you know what? I think this might be their first title because I'd never heard of the development company before, and I tried having a little look, and I couldn't find anything else. So if this is their first release, it's pretty impressive. It's got a really good, in my opinion, cinematic style, sort of with the sword fighting, and there's puzzle elements to it, set in this kind of fantasy world where you play as Rin, a vestige who's got these magical abilities, who's trying to rescue her brother and prevent a war from kicking off, basically.
It's interesting because I just jumped onto the Deep Silver thing, and it says that I might be sent a copy of this game. And I've only just read the bloody thing. They sent this out last week, and I'm like, shit, I might have a copy, and I don't even realise. So I'm like, whoops. But yeah, this feels like it has different influences to me, and it reminds me of the Banishers game I played last year. But then there's elements of it, like people said, it's got Expedition 33 vibes. It's got Valhalla vibes. It seems to be a lot of things banding around on this one. So yeah, we'll have to have a look. A couple of people are putting scores in. Dan is saying a 7. Josh saying a 7.5. Gozzo saying a 7. It looks okay, but not amazing, says Jenny. That's kind of the vibes I got. What do you reckon, Tunesy? What do you reckon this has got?
Yeah, see, I'm of the same opinion. It looks good, but nothing to set the world alight. And yeah, I'm going with the others. I think it's going to be around about a 7.
Okay, you're going for a 7 as well. iQuell's going for an 8. There you go. Anybody else, folks? Get your scores in. Jenny's going for a 7 as well. 7 seems to be the popular score. This is Echoes to the End, which came out last Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series X, and PS5. And there is a good chance that after the stream, I will find that I've got a copy sitting waiting for me, and I had no idea because I'm so far behind with stuff. But there you go. Whether I choose to cover it or not, I have no idea. Let's see. Last chance, folks. Get those scores in. If not, I can tell you a lot of you got this right, because it is a perfectly acceptable game, just not amazingly amazing, because it gets a perfectly acceptable 7 out of 10. So there you go. So you are 3 for 3 now, Tunes. 3 for 3. But Jenny, congratulations, you got it right. Gozzo and Danka are now 2 for 3. So well done, guys. You got that. Jenny says you were a little bit busy last week. I know. I've missed out on a couple of things. Apparently, Deep Silver have offered me 2 games. That and a game called Metal Eden. And I'm like, I have no idea. So I've totally missed out on all that. So there you go. Let's have a look. So there's the shout-outs. How would you like your next shout-out? Because you've already come up with an idea, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, at this rate, after stream, I'm going to have to look at me lottery tickets because, yeah, I've never been this accurate. But in honour of Timeless, yeah, can you try a Liverpudlian accent, please, mate?
Hey, Tunesy, you got it right. Hey, Tunes. That was terrible.
It's like, it reminds me of a Glimmy Casket when he's talking about accents. And
yeah.
I mean, I'm not even going to, well, I'm going to book it, but where he has to say certain phrases like, I want some chicken and a can of Coke.
Can of Coke?
Yeah.
Hey, Tunesy. No, that's terrible. So when I try to say your name, it goes wrong. But the rest of it, because I would go, Birkenhead. You're right, la. I terrible. Can't do it. Sorry to any Liverpudlians out there. I've ruined that. But there you go. So well done to everyone else. Mojito with a burrito. That was what he said. Scouse, not whoever that abomination was, said I quite. True. I apologise profusely. We do want to go back to Liverpool. So there you go. Ellie's just sent me something. Ellie, thank you so much for the Prime sub. That is now 5 months. Thank you so much. Can we give you a shout out? Thank you, Ellie. Kindred will probably have a little cry if he was here. Do I like it? That is amazing. For those who don't know, the middle right photo is from last year's Timeless. Oh, amazing. Ellie has just made the save the date cards for their wedding next year, which is awesome. And it looks amazing. That is so good. I'm not going to show that off on stream because obviously Ellie and Fleabag do not want everyone turning up to their weddings. So we'll keep it secret, but it's awesome. Thank you. Again, Ellie, thank you so much for that Prime sub. Greatly appreciate it. Let's go to our next game. Also from last Tuesday. This is on PC, PS4, and 5, and Xbox Series X and S1. And this had to have the Timeless picture on there. I greatly appreciate it. That is awesome. Thank you so much. This is called Rah Rah Boom.
They're going to lock us in! Not on my watch. Hurry! I think I can hold it, but not for long.
Hey, Aries here. Rah Rah Boom is a 4-player couch co-op beat-em-up inspired by arcade classics, but with modern twists. Featuring an original soundtrack and fully voiced narrative.
Oh, it's on.
Rah Rah Boom sees a group of combat-trained high school cheerleaders on a mission to reclaim Earth from rogue AI. Eris, that's me, is the reluctant leader with double-fisted machine pistols. Ren's a sword-wielding ninja who always has a joke to crack.
I try.
Side-Up brings the literal boom with a rocket launcher. And V is the shield-wielding tank. Where greats like Streets of Rage and Turtles games focus on one path to victory, smacking enemies, respect, Rah-Rah empowers players with another choice. Every character has powerful melee options, but also ranged attacks with unlimited ammo. Players are free to focus on getting up close, or treating Rah-Rah like a shoot-'em-up, or embracing their inner ninja space cheerleader and fluidly moving between both. Icon. But where we think Rah-Rah will inspire future beat-em-ups is its simple yet innovative lane system. Each level has color-coded lanes that clearly show players what enemies will hit them, and which ones they'll hit. This enables quick and strategic maneuvering to avoid attacks with certainty and lay a smackdown with confidence. Between levels, players can spend the scrap they've collected to upgrade their heroes as they like, improve stats or unlock abilities like uppercut to launch enemies, or tag team move for multiple specials, or freeze bullets that stop enemies in their tracks. With 9 unique levels featuring tons of distinct enemies, Rah-Rah Boom offers couch co-op fans something to cheer about, and it's available right now.
So the big question is it Rah-Rah Boom or Rah-Rah going to be a bit of a bomb for this one?
So it's, you know what? This is like a beat 'em up, shoot 'em up, X-Men versus Street Fighter cartoon style, like side scrolling, just heap of fun, to be fair. I mean, that's what I look. And to be fair, this is one of the games that I've got to play this weekend, that I've got ready. But yeah, I mean, as they said in there, there's melee for a beat 'em up style, and then there's range if you want to go more shoot 'em up. I think the lane system's a really good idea, because where they mentioned things like Turtles, like the old arcade game, the number of times I got taken out and I'm like, no, I'm sure I'm above these people, and like those little robot dog things that bite your ankles and stuff. But yeah, I think the lane system's a really good idea, because at least you can see what's coming at you this time.
Yeah, because sometimes some of those scrollers, you know, you're thinking, oh, I'm nowhere near that, and it hits you and you're like, how?
Yeah.
So this just kind of makes it a bit clearer. I think we are getting a little bit of fatigue of these games. Obviously, a little bit earlier today, we just saw the new He-Man.
Yes.
And then we're getting a Toxic Crusaders one. And then we've had a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers one. We've had a G.I. Joe one. And obviously, everything got kicked off with the wonderful Turtles game 2 years ago. But there is that element of, are we getting too many of these? Because some are really good and some are not so good. So we'll have to see. Danka says, yeah, reminds me of Mega Man Battle Network series. So, I don't know. This looks all right, but I think I've seen better, if that makes any things. And it depends on how much it is, whether it's good. But let's see. Danka says he's liking this. A 7 out of 10. Gozzo's going to 7 out of 10 as well. Iquel says 8. It needs more He-Man. That He-Man beat 'em up did look really, really good. Tunesy, what do you reckon for this one?
I'm going 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jenny's going for 7.5 as well. She agrees with you. Apparently, this is £16.74 on Xbox, which is not that bad.
No.
For this type of game. That's pretty good going. But get your scores in, folks. This is Rah-Rah Boom, which came out last Thursday. Last Tuesday. Sorry. My apologies. On PC, PS4, and 5, Xbox Series X, S, and 1. Ems is saying a 7.5 as well. Jenny says, that's not a bad price. That's actually all right. Can we also get another shout out for Ems, because she is our community member of the month? And technically, because this is the second stream of tonight, she gets another shout out. See how I work that out. It's $15.99 on PlayStation, so it's actually cheaper on PlayStation. I wonder if it's cheaper on Steam overall then. So it's interesting. It's more expensive on Xbox than PlayStation. By what? £1.74? £1.73? So there you go. Thank you, Icar, for doing that show. So even better on PlayStation. There you go. Folks, last chance. Danka says, I'll check. Thank you. Ems was lurking. That's okay. It's okay to lurk. If there are no more scores in chat while Danka's looking up, I can tell you that there seems to be a bit of a theme for the last couple of games because they all seem to be hitting that same score of 7. 7 again. So unfortunately, Tunes, your winning streak has been broken. You are 3 for 4, but it now means that Danka and Gozzo are now level with you because they are also now 3 for 4 because they didn't get the first one right, but they got this one right. So well done to Danka and Gozzo. But quite a few people did say 7.5, so they were close. So there you go. There you go. 3 for 4 on that one. Well done, everyone. Shout outs going out right now. So from one shooter game in gaming news to another shooter game that's hit the gaming news. And that is a game we probably haven't talked about in quite a while. Close but no cigar, says I. Sophie says, one day Danka and Gozzo will choose different games. That has happened in recent weeks. I have noticed they've gone different ways, but tonight they seem to be sticking as a team, which is fine. But the last couple of weeks, they've gone their own separate channels, and it's been very mixed results, which is so maybe they're trying to get the dream team back together so that they can get as many scores right, but we'll see. And that game is PUBG. We've not talked about PUBG in a long time on this channel. But for anyone who's playing it on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, you've only got a couple of months left to play it because they are closing the support and closing the game down after 8 years on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 only. And the reason they're doing that is they feel for them to do a massive upgrade to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S versions, they need to drop the older versions because it's graphically holding it back and performance-wise holding it back. And Sophie says because it's awful on console. I quite liked it on Xbox, but I always played it on the Series X, so what do I know? So they want stable frame rates as well. And I said by dropping these versions, it should make it a lot smoother on PlayStation 5. And they can now start implementing stuff that they wanted to for a long time. Sophie says, I prefer playing it on mobile over the Xbox. It does. It does run on mobile. And I can tell you why, Quail, and Tunes will back me up on this. I was sponsored by PUBG Mobile a couple of years back. And it was good on mobile phone.
It really was.
It was great.
Yeah, even for like the phones that were out then, the existing ones, it still played really smoothly. Well.
And I played it on a really old knackered Android phone, which was an older version of this, and it ran really well, which surprised the hell out of me. But do we think it's right that they are stopping this to move things upwards? Or this is the question, Tunes and chat. Do you think it's about right? It's been out 8 years on Xbox One, PlayStation 4. Is it right to hang up the boots on those consoles and look to newer consoles? Or do we think they should have given it a little bit more time?
I mean, as you say, it's been 8 years. To be fair, this is the sort of thing I was more expecting for them to have dropped after about like 5 years in terms of for upgrades. But yeah, I mean, you're never going to please everyone. There's always going to be the people that said, like, I've spent my hard-earned money on a game that I can't play online anymore. Well, you can still play it, but just not online with others. And yeah, that's the thing. If they want to keep the audience happy and entertained, that they've got to keep improving it. And there's only so far you can push like the older or like the previous gen consoles before you've got to say we've got to move on. So yeah, I think it's right, and I still think 8 years is a good amount of time to get out of a game.
Yeah, I think that was probably before my time. Get them to give you a load of money and do it again. I've not had another offer. It was a one-time thing that I did for them. I've not seen an offer come back round for PUBG Mobile. but we did all right. We got a good sponsorship out of it, so I can't knock it. But yeah, I think it's right. Sophie said, I think it's right. You all know that we were slowly going to stop things for the older gen consoles. I think they're giving it enough time. If there is anyone out there that's still playing it, you have officially until middle of November until they officially shut it down. So you can carry on playing till November, and then it will cease to exist for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So there you go. So you got a couple more months. You're going to get about 3 months out of it. So there you go. So moving on, another game that's been knocking around for quite some time, and we've had different variations of it, and now we get a VR version for the first time. We are talking. This also came out last Tuesday. World War Z. It's been around for quite a while. It was quite a popular game. Good zombie hunting game. And it gets the VR treatment on MetaQuest and Steam VR. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. There you go. World War Z finally comes to VR as of last week on MetaQuest and Steam. So looks like we're just shooting zombies then, because it pretty much that's what the main game was, wasn't it?
Yep. So it's a sort of a remaster for VR by Saber Interactive, where it's just an immersive FPS where you're taking on swarms of zombies. I can imagine, like with the original, sort of the loadout's going to be quite important on each level. And just on a personal thing, I don't think I could play this on VR. I mean, with VR games, I get motion sickness at the best of times. Right. But I can also imagine like turning around, seeing a zombie like in my face, and it scaring the living daylights out of me and give me a heart attack.
Yeah.
So this is one that I will definitely be swerving on VR. Not because there's anything wrong with the game, but just for the sake of my trousers.
Yeah. Gilboy says, nice. I know a couple of people will be happy that there is a VR version now. I played World War Z pretty much when it came out. We're talking a good few years ago now. And it is really good. It is a good game. And some of the mechanics and physics in it, where all the zombies pile up against each other, then went on to help make Space Marine 2, which came out last year, when all the monsters start climbing up the walls and stuff. So they used a lot of the stuff from that game to help shape Space Marine 2, which was excellent. Saber quality is hit and miss, but this looks great. I do think this looks good for a VR game. I do think this looks good. Generally, people like the look of it. But yeah, I think I would also shit myself if I played this in VR. It's becoming a classic in my opinion. I think it's great. I think it might still be on Game Pass, and if it is, go check it out. Get your scores in. What do we think that World War Z VR, which came out last Tuesday on MetaQuest and Steam VR, got? A couple of people already dropping scores in. Sophie says it is still on Game Pass. Thank you, Sophie. Danka said 7.5. Gozzo says 7.5. Dave, welcome back. 7.5 from Dave. Gilfly also, welcome back. It's good to see you. Ems is saying a 7. Tunesy, what do you reckon?
So I'm gonna swap it around this time. Like where I went for 7.5 last time, I'm going for a 7 this time.
Dropping down to a 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Iquel saying a 7. Agreeing with you. Gilfly saying a 7.5. Jenny saying an 8. for this one. Folks, last chance. Get your scores in for World War Z VR, which came out last Tuesday on MetaQuest and Steam VR. And if there are no more guesses in the chat, I can tell you that we actually broke that seal of sevens because this did actually go up by that 0.5 and it was a 0.5.
Yeah.
So
That's
close,
right.
yeah. Very close. Gilfly, well done. You got it correct. Dave, well done. You got it right as well. Gozzo and Danka also got it right. So Gozzo and Danka are now in the lead. They are now 4 for 5. 4 for 5.
I knew my luck had to run out sooner or later.
Yeah, but you were that close. It's the fact that you decided to swap it round. So I was like, gosh darn. Gosh darn.
Yes.
So close. So close. So well done, everyone who got that right. Before we carry on, I want to do a couple of announcements, folks, because normally this would have been where we kind of talk about Timeless. Obviously, we've done Timeless and it's been great. A couple of things I want to bring to your attention. Next Monday is a very special stream on the bank holiday. We are sponsored by GeoGuessr. First time we've ever played it on the channel. But we will also be giving away prizes as well. And there'll be targets. And as we complete more levels of GeoGuessr, we'll be giving away some more prizes to the audience. More details will be announced later in the week, but looking forward to that on Monday. I've also got a very big sponsor reveal to do very soon, something which is really cool, which I've never done before. Can't say what it is yet, but it has been confirmed, so can't wait for that. If you are waiting for more Gamescom coverage, we'll be back on at just before 7 o'clock tomorrow night with the Future Games show. And you know what it is, Dave. So, yeah, he's going to pretend he doesn't know what it is. Future Game show and the Future Game show live at Gamescom tomorrow night. And then we'll be playing a game of Bruffy and the Riverside. And also, Dave says, who are you? Jenny says, sponsored by Dave's Buckets. Unfortunately not. But also, some of you may have seen a couple of months ago, I announced that I will be a guest at To the Moon Expo at the NEC in November. To the Moon very kindly helped promoted Timeless. And because of that, and we will be pushing this out, I had a discount code for To the Moon Expo. But the team at To the Moon loved the fact that Timeless was so awesome that they have now basically given us a dedicated code for people who went to Timeless. And if you fancy going to the Moon Expo in November at NEC, we can offer you a whopping 30% off tickets. And There's no one else who's got this discount. So anyone who went to Timeless, if you want to go to the Moon, they will give you 30% off the tickets, which is more than the discount code I got for myself. So, which is really cool. So I want to thank To the Moon. More details will be going out. If you fancy going to the NEC event, which has got loads of great guest speakers. Ross Tregenza, who was at Timeless last year, who worked on Helldivers 2 and Cyberpunk, he's there. Some of the guys from Crafton, obviously been talking about PUBG, are there. And they've got a lot of voice actors from Baldur's Gate 3 and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, as well as a whole indie game area, a load of esports stuff. Despite my rant about Insomnia last night, which I'm not going to go on about, this feels like this could be the new Insomnia and be an actual gaming, big scale gaming event for gamers. And they seem to actually care about what the gamers want. So it's looking very promising. So if you are interested in going, more details will be chucked into the Discord literally at the end of the week. So anyone who's gone to Timeless, all you need to do is say, hey, I was a creator at Timeless, or here's my ticket code. And if you want to go, we'll give you a 30% code to use and basically get 30% off the tickets. It went during term time. I would probably have gone. It's in November, mate. Oh, yeah, of course it is term time. Of course it is, Danka. Sorry, I thought you meant half term. Brain wasn't working there. Insomnia, never heard of the money-grabbing doodahs. I know. Sophie said that. I've had a lot of lovely comments for that clip on social media. So thank you, everyone. Because let's face it, Insomnia needs to burn and die. This message was brought to you by Mag. Thank you. And that is the end of the notifications for now. Let's move on to our next game. So we were talking about the fact that there is actually only 2 major Switch games. Obviously, on the launch day of the Switch, we got the brilliant Mario Kart World. Last month, we got the also awesome, even better, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Mag's management does not condone his views. Thank you, Dave. I think that's important that you should say that, because anyone else and the rest of the Timeless team do not support my views. That is fine. I am quite happy to dig my own grave. That was aimed at Insomnia, not Dave, just to clarify. But now we have our 3rd official game for the Nintendo Switch 2. This came out last Thursday. It is the first game to use the controllers as mice, which is a new feature. Let's have a look at the trailer for Drag and Drive. Let's have a look at this. There you go. So that is Drag and Drive, which came out last Thursday on Switch 2. Got to say, though, they are definitely inclusive with the disabled communities. I mean, yeah, I kind of like the idea of this one, because it's using different elements of the Switch control, and it can show you what you do, you know, doing that with that, and then using that. I would have thought that it's going to fucking knacker your hand doing that a lot. But apparently it won't knacker the controllers, so we'll have to see. But yeah, Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one. And yes, I did call him Dave because that is his real name, so I messed that up. But there you go.
But yeah, this is like Rocket League meets wheelchair basketball, with a little bit of speed pool to influence thrown in, just because where you can sort of ram the other like wheelchairs to try and make them drop the ball. But yeah, as you saw in there, you can use the Joy-Cons to sort of steer. Like if you move the left one forward and the right one back, it will help you turn right. And it's good that they showed the mechanic where you can actually kind of wave to call for the ball. And also the haptic elements in the Joy-Cons will sort of simulate the different cork surfaces. So yeah, it's one where I am hoping to get my Switch to probably next month. And yeah, this is apart from Mario Kart World, which is obviously the main reason for me getting it, but yeah, I'm definitely going to get this.
Cool. Don't forget, we are doing a Mario Kart World stream next Wednesday next week. Just so you know, if anyone wants to join in, we are doing that for a community night, as won by Ems. Icarl said, I bought this because I thought it was a neat idea and my oldest might play it, but she moved on quite quickly and went back to Animal Crossing. June Dog, great to see you. I know it's been a long time, but Mag has a bold chin now. I've had a shave since yesterday. Rafiria, one of our amazing cosplay judges from Timeless. Hello, Rafiria. How are you, lovely? She goes, £95 Portaloo for rent, £15 toilet paper. Who wants it? Can I win a Portaloo? Oh, and don't forget the £30 power you have to pay for as well. Insomnia, We don't love you. This message was not sponsored by Timeless. There you go. So I kind of like the look of this game, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't know whether I'd want to pay the full price for it, because it looks like something I'd play for a bit and then not play as much as, say, some of the other games. Refugee says, oh shit, is it 15 quid to enter the Mario Kart tournament as well? Probably be 25. So I don't know how I feel about this game. But folks, get your scores in for this one. This is Drag and Drive, which came out last Thursday on the Switch 2. Danka said a 6. Gozzo's saying a 6. What are you saying, Tunes? Because you said you fancy getting this and trying this out, don't you?
Yeah, see, for me, it's more that I'm gonna get it for when my eldest comes and my granddaughter, because I'm gonna get her like gaming as soon as I can. But although I think I will enjoy it, I reckon that in terms of the rest of the world, probably a 6.5.
Okay. 6.5. Gilfly, 7. Arqual, 7. Sophie says, darling, I'm falling asleep. Good night. Night, Soph. Take care. Thank you for being here. Take care. M says, apparently they apologized and they've changed the cosplays now free. Yeah, only because everyone gave them fucking shit for it. Still, all the other charges are not great. The fucking 180 quid for 4 people in a tent. Anyway, they have. I'm hoping to have a chat with them tomorrow. Good night, Soph. Take care. There you go. Take care, Sophie. Anyway, scores, folks. Any more scores? M saying a 6.5. Iqual saying a 7. Gilfly saying a 7. Any more scores for Drag and Drive on the Switch 2? If not, I can tell you that this got a fairly okay 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. So it's good, but as Iqual said, it might not hold your attention. But then again, if you're going to get a group of people to play it, like Tunes is going to get, that might be fun. So it might be one of those games that is reserved for groups and parties of people. So there you go. There you go. Thank you, Gozzo. I will have a look later. Thank you, dear sir. Moving on to some more gaming news. Well done to Gozzo, by the way. And did anyone else get that? I think Danka got that right as well. So they are now 5 for 6. 5 for 6 so far. 5 for 6. More gaming news. Now, I find this is an interesting one. A former Sony exec has basically said that gaming subscription services turn gaming devs into wage slaves. Sean Langan has blasted such subscription services such as Game Pass. I noticed he didn't have a moan about PS Plus. I thought that was quite funny. But subscription services as Game Pass. And saying that they basically devalue games overall. And it basically makes the devs feel unwanted, unloved, because instead of it being, hey, I've made this amazing game, it's more like, hey, how can you fit this into our calendar window, and how long do you want it on this service? Also, Sean went on to basically say that the problem is Game Pass has saturated a lot of the market. So a lot of games that come out are taken up by Game Pass. And then the rest of the market is taken up by games like Roblox and Fortnite, where people are buying lots of stuff and add-ons for their characters and skins, etc., which is meaning people are spending less on games overall. However, we would like to point out that a couple of games that have been on Game Pass recently have sold very well on other platforms. Expedition 33 was on day one on Game Pass, has sold exceptionally well. Doom the Dark Ages was on Game Pass day one, has sold exceptionally well. Among some other games, Oblivion Remake was on Game Pass day one, has sold exceptionally well. So it kind of debunks his theory. And I get that he's saying that it possibly does devalue devs. But at the end of the day, it's the dev's decision whether they want to put it on that service. Unless they particularly work for they are signed up by Microsoft. So if they are owned by Microsoft, there's a good chance they're working for that anyway. So I don't feel his comments are valid. And the fact that he's an ex-Sony exec and is only having a dig at Game Pass, completely ignoring PS Plus, which what tends to happen is all the games that come off Game Pass the next month go on to PS Plus. It's kind of like pot kettle black in that term. So, Tunesy, what do you feel? And then I'll bring up the comments that the chat are saying.
Yeah, so obviously he kind of compared it to like the music streaming services and saying that like where you're not buying them anymore, well, with the music anyway, and comparing it to that. And I get it. It's like before, like back in the day, a dev would write a game or a group would, they'd get it released, and then if it sold really well, there'd be bonuses and overs and things like that. But just like you said, it's like they decide whether, unless they're working for a big software house, they get to decide whether they do it or not. So, I mean, yes, I guess you could say that it's now a case of they work for their salary, put it out, and that's it. They're unlikely to get like bonuses or extras, but it's their choice. And if they want to do that, then that's down to them. But I don't think streaming services are a bad thing, because it gives people in that way, it's a try before you buy. Yeah. Because if they like a game that much, then when it comes off of Game Pass or whatever service and they want it, they'll buy it.
Yeah. I mean, I am wearing my limited edition Bloodstock Doom the Dark Ages t-shirt. And as I've said before, and I even said on stage at Timeless, Doom the Dark Ages, I played day one on Game Pass. All the other Doom games I bought. I'm glad I didn't buy this one, because it's okay.
Yeah.
And I probably will never buy a copy of it, to be honest. But I'm glad I've got Doom Eternal and Doom 2016. So, you know, but if Expedition 33 was to come off Game Pass, I'll probably highly likely buy a copy of that, because that's a game I want to keep forever, because it's so good. So there is that. Also, the fact that they were saying, you know, Spotify and blah, 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 with music, they don't make as much money. Bands don't make as much money from selling records anymore. But then bands can actually go out and tour and make money from touring and merch. So it is actually more difficult for devs in that respect. And as June Dog said, the same thing happened to the film industry. Exactly. How many films this year have tanked and bombed and not made their money back, yet have gone to streaming services and actually then recoup their budgets? I can think of loads. There are some that didn't. I can think of loads. June Dog says, whereas a game such as GTA 6, which is projected to make billions of profit in the first few weeks, is going to distribute those profits to the devs instead of their shareholders. Doubtful.
It'd be a nice idea, but yeah,
it would be nice, wouldn't it? I quote, he also said companies aren't making money now because games are too cheap. He was comparing 20 million PS4 sales to PS1 sales. It was very rare to sell that many games back then. Also, PS1 was the first generation to move to optical media. It was so much cheaper than the carts from the years before, but the price didn't really go down to reflect the cheaper cost. I agree. His maths is way off.
Yeah.
Way off on this. Yeah. And I think he's saying aren't making money because games are too cheap. And yet we are in a pivotal moment where games are more expensive than ever. Literally paying 75 quid for fucking Mario Kart World. As much as it's a great game, I'm glad I did not pay full price for that. Not being funny. I'd have been livid. And then there's talk of GTA 6 being 100 quid. I'm just like, fuck's sake. How can you say that games are too cheap right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't agree
Mental.
with any of that. Mental, chicken oriental. So there you go. Sorry to reference GTA 6 again, but that cost $2 billion to make. Insane. I know. They probably will make their money back on that. But there's some games that have spent $1 billion or quite a few million and still haven't made their money back. I think I said last week, Spider-Man 2 took nearly 18 months to break even. It's a fantastic game. I absolutely adore that game. But it took 18 months to make its money back. And that's why they had layoffs in Insomniac. So it's nuts. They're also selling a vast amount of more copies. So that budget is spread over more units. Yeah, he's way off. I don't agree with what he says, but there you go. Let's move on to our final couple of games for tonight. Now I'm going to bring this out here. This next game was on the front cover of the first issue of Debug magazine this year. And people were saying this is very bizarre game. This is very retro. LeBraze, hello. Dave looks different this week. Are those new glasses? You went to Specsavers, yes.
Yeah, this Dave's also got a little bit more stupid than the original Dave.
Yes. Overestimating expected sales to unrealistic levels. Yes. So this next game came out on Friday. Is out on Switch and PC. Hello, Fury. Spider-Man 2 was a console exclusive, so uphill fight to start in a lot of ways as it's a limited player base. Agreed. We're all more stupid than the original Dave, to be fair, says LeBlaze. This game came out on Switch and PC. Evening, Jesse. Welcome back. And was on the front cover of Debug. I'm going to show it off again. At the start of the year. This is the very retro and the very weird, but slightly off. There you go, folks. That is off. There you go. And this is actually a sort of a remaster, isn't it, Tunesy?
Yeah, so it's a remaster of the original 2008 RPG where you play sort of a humanoid called the Batter that needs to purify all the creatures and things in a world called Off. But yeah, it's sort of a standard RPG where you can level up your stats for attack and defense, sort of gain new party members and special abilities, and it just all looks a bit weird for my liking.
It is quite weird. It's funny because obviously I read the article in the magazine at the start of the year. I didn't really know what to kind of make of this. I don't know whether I would like this or not. It's kind of a weird one for me. I don't know how I actually feel about this one. But I have been intrigued by it because I keep hearing things about it. And I've been hearing things since the start of the year. So I don't know what to think of this one. I think if you like Iquel mentioned, if you like Undertale or Earthbound, you probably will enjoy this. I think that's going to be kind of the deal with this one. But folks, this came out on Switch on PC last Friday. I like the fact that Danka says, I hope I'm not off on this one. 8.5. Gozzo also going for an 8.5. M's going for an 8 on this. Chat, get your scores in now. What do you think this scored to get a shout out on the channel? Tunesy, what do you reckon?
Honestly, I'm way off considering what everyone else is going, because I just, it doesn't grip me at all. I'm going for a 6.
Going for a 6. Okay. All right. 6 out of 10 for this one. Any more scores? Icross says, not my thing, but I think this will be popular, an 8.5. Dave Johnson reckons it's an 8. Apparently, it's only 11 quid on Steam. So that's not bad. It's not bad. Dread to think what it is on Switch, though. I bet it's a lot more expensive on Switch. And if it isn't, then that's not too bad. Gilfly, 7.5. Are Danker and Gozzo cheating again? Or are they just lucky? Well, we will find out, because Danker even said, will I be off on this next one? We will have to see. Any more scores, folks? Any more scores? Off, which came out last Friday on Switch and PC. And if there are no more takers, I can tell you that Danker was a bit off, but only by a fraction, because it's got an 8 out of 10.
How?
It got an 8 out of 10. There was a lot of people that this reviewed highly. If I bring up my notes, this scored pretty well. There was a lot of good scores for this.
This is just where I am becoming a gaming dinosaur.
Gozzo says that's a good score. Don't mind. Yeah, IGN were actually the one to give it the lowest score. They gave it a 7 out of 10. But everything else was slightly higher. There was some people that gave it higher than 8 and 8.5. So it's kind of bouncing around. But most of them are giving it about an 8. About an 8. So there you go. So Dave Johnson, congratulations. You got it right. Well done. Ems, our community member of the month. You got it right. Well done. And it does mean that our reigning champions for tonight, Danker and Gozzo, are now only 5 for 7. 5 for 7. That sounds like a batting average right there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
5 for 7. Let's go with our last game of the night, folks. Last game of the night. Certainly not the end of the show. This also came out last Friday on PC, Xbox Series X, S1, PS4 and PS5. And this is an offshoot of the horror cartoon game Bendy and the Ink Machine. And this is Bendy Lone Wolf. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
This is the tale of Boris and his terrifying world. To survive, he'll need a plan and a lot of luck. Here's the rundown. First, you'll need supplies. Gears, spoons, canned soup, only the essentials. Then you must find the special items that are hidden away. Elevator parts, electrical fuses, weapons crates, perhaps even a bit of music. Search inside everything. Yes, everything. Be aware, your journey won't go unnoticed and will require a bit of skill with a frying pan. For guarding the endless halls of the studio are monsters, creatures, deadly gadgets, and slicing traps. But worst of all is the Ink Demon. Are you ready? Let the dark survival begin. Coming August 15th.
There you go, folks. That is Bendy and the Ink Machine. I also forgot to say this is on Switch as well, folks. Sorry. Forgot to say that. I missed it right at the end of my notes. I thought I'd written PS4 5S. Realised that's supposed to be PS4 5 and Switch. So, yeah, obviously we've had Bendy and the Ink Machine, which are first-person sort of shooter/horror games. And this has taken a more Resident Evil approach, hasn't it, Tunes, with this one, in a way?
Yeah, so this is actually a rebrand and remaster of a game called Bendy and the Dark Survival from 2020, but again by Drew Studios. But yeah, they sort of rebranded it because that was a sort of a prequel stroke standalone to Bendy and the Ink Machine, where you've got sort of a top-down survival horror roguelike game, and you visit multiple floors, which are all randomly generated each time. And yeah, you're just fending off monsters from all angles and getting over obstacles and trying to make it through each stage and avoiding the ink demon.
Quite like the look of this. I've never played the original Bendy games, but they did look good as well. But I kind of know a fair bit about them, so I do kind of like the look of this one. A couple of people are already putting scores in. Danka going for a 7. Gozzo going for a 7. Gilfly says, looks cool. I'm going to say 7.5. What do you reckon, Tunesy?
So, in stark contrast to the last one, I'm actually going to go for my highest score of the night. I'm going to go for an 8.
Going for an 8 out of 10. Okay, cool. Chat, this is your final chance to get shout-outs. Get your scores in now. iQuell going for a 7 on this one. If you want to get a shout-out. And this is where we need to see whether Ems is going for 7.5. We need to see if Danker and Gozzo can claw up and win up, get us close to there. Fury says 8, not aimed at me, but its younger fan base will enjoy this. So we shall see. We shall see. Any more for any more, folks? Any more for any more? Last chance. This is Bendy the Lone Wolf, which came out last Friday on PC, Xbox Series X and S1, PS4, PS5, and Nintendo Switch. Dave Johnson coming in with a 7.5 there as well. And I can tell you for our final game of the night, this, like a lot of our games tonight, got a 7 out of 10. So 4 of our games tonight got a 7 out of 10. So well done, iQuail. You got it right. Gozzo and Danka have done pretty well tonight. They slipped up on a couple. I think that makes them 6 for 8, if I've got my maths correct. 6 for 8.
Yeah.
So well done. Well done to everyone who got that right. And remember, do go follow these lovely people that have basically got these right. Go give them a follow on their channels because they spend the time to come and watch the show with us. So please do go watch their shows as well. It's greatly appreciated. So there we go. So I'll leave the mods to do the shout outs for that one. I will. Dave, do you want me to do iQuell's shout out? If iQuell does the other 2 shout outs, let me know. Because Dave and iQuell have been feuding, especially because iQuell keeps winning stuff at Timeless. So there you go. She's totally random, by the way. Oh, bless him. Dave is doing it. Good on you, Dave. There you go. I'm just going to say, Gozzo sent me a message earlier. I'm not going to show it on stream. It's just curse you, iQuell. But as mentioned, a lot of the games that were shown at the earlier Gamescom stream that we did earlier are all available to play. Obviously, Gozzo is very excited for the new Sonic racing game. So am I. And he sent me a picture of the stand so you can play the Sonic racing game. But literally everything that was shown earlier today, you'll be able to play at Gamescom as of tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And that comes out in September. So thank you, Gozzo, for sending me a behind-the-scenes photo of that. So I'm looking forward to playing that game. Some lucky people who get to play it just before us. So there you go. Our final bit of news, also talking Gamescom, is the fact that obviously one of the big games they kicked off the main show with tonight was Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Now, obviously there was a release date for November the 14th, but that release date did get leaked a couple of days ago. So some people already knew it was coming out for November the 14th. And they have stated that roughly the price for it, we don't know what the UK price is. Someone might have to work this out for me. It's roughly €80. So I'm guessing that's about 70 quid. maybe. Someone check that for me. But for the first time in a long time, not only is it going to obviously Game Pass, as we would expect, but if you are buying on Xbox and you haven't got Game Pass, it's 69 quid. Thank you, Dave. Or you're getting it on PlayStation. You do actually get physical discs with the game on. It is not a case that's got one of these stupid codes in, which is what the last Call of Duty had. But there is something missing from this release announcement from today. And can anybody guess what it is? Now, Tunesy might know because I put it into the notes of the show. But can anyone guess what is missing? They've given us a date. They've told us it's coming to Game Pass. They said it's physical release. They've told us how much it is. But what's missing from this very important puzzle to do with COD?
And also something that Microsoft said they would be doing a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and they've not yet done it. No beta. That's not the one. The campaign we've seen. Actually, I'm going to say the campaign looks amazing because for the first time ever, you can have 2, 3, 4 people playing the campaign at the same time, which looks really good. So that has got me. Yes, Fury, Switch release and Switch 2. That is correct. When Microsoft took over Activision, one of the things they said was that they would be bringing Call of Duty games back to Nintendo. Now, there has not been a Call of Duty game since 2013's Call of Duty Ghosts, which was on the Wii U. So we have not had a Call of Duty game for nearly over 12 years. They're not saying that this one isn't going to Switch 2, but it's certainly not going on Switch 2 on day of release, which is one of the things that Microsoft did say they were going to do, wasn't it, James?
Yeah. So as part of sort of the acquisition, if it went through, which obviously it did. But yeah, they said that the Call of Duty games would have same day release on the Nintendo platforms as it does with the Xbox, and that it would have all the features as well. But yeah, as yet, no date mentioned at all.
Yeah. Apparently, it's going to be 200 gigabytes as well, I think, if you download everything on Xbox and PlayStation. So that's not the campaign. That's if you do probably. I'm guessing that's campaign, zombies, multiplayer. Is it Gozzo? That wouldn't surprise me if it's all of it, but I guess it would be chunks. But you're probably looking at 70 to 90 gigabytes just for the campaign alone, I would have thought. But yeah, so it's likely to come to Switch 2, but we just don't know when. But it does mean that they're not actually committing to the thing that they said they were going to do. And seeing as that they're churning out COD games because we got Black Ops 6 last year, they're not actually hitting the mark just yet. They also said they would sack hundreds of thousands of talented staff. And while we know how that went, true. So there you go. But if you are eagerly awaiting the new Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and I'm going to say from the presentation today, it does look good, especially as the campaign is technically multiplayer as well, which looks cool. So we may do a stream of that in November, sometime around the release, November the 14th, and we'll get a couple of you to play it with me when we're doing the campaign. We'll give it a go because it will be on Game Pass. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 pre-orders are live now on the Xbox and PlayStation Store. $70 for the Vault Edition and $100 for cross-gen platforms. Damn, you've got to pay extra for cross-gen. Fuck, that's bad. I'll play if you need a proper pro player. Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, and just because of the co-op campaign, I'll be playing. I like the look of it. I'm not going to lie. I did really enjoy the last COD. I've not enjoyed a COD game for years. The last one I did really like. And I said it didn't get in my top 5 games of the year, but it did get an honourable mention. If they can pull this off, this could be a really good new experience with COD, especially with playing with friends in a campaign. Because with the campaigns, it's always just solo and that's it and nothing else. But I like the idea of this. So if they pull it off, it'll be great. And if they don't pull it off, it'll be shit. But there you go. So we shall see. Folks, that is it for our show. Thank you so much. That was a nice, easy show to breeze through. Thank you so much to Tunesy for standing in today.
Pleasure as always.
Absolute legend. Thank you so much for doing that. Congratulations to everyone who got guesses right in the chat. Can I say something very important? Of course you can, Dave. Of course you can. Nice one, chaps. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who was watching the Gamescom footage earlier today and then stuck around to watch this tonight. Mr. Jones, Dave Jones, will be back with us next week for TNGC. I can tell you that we probably will be talking about possibly Black Myth Wukong landing on Xbox. Obviously, they announced a new Black Myth game today. And Delta Force has come to consoles as well, as of today, which was also announced at Gamescom. So that, and we would have been talking about the new Dying Light game, but it got pushed back to September. So that you'll have to wait for. But that and many other games. And our guest will be one of our co-hosts to the FIFA and Mario Kart World Tournaments of Timeless. Yes, Rowan will be our special guest on next week's show. iQuail says, boo to iQuail. All the hate just makes me more powerful. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to all lot, you lot. Don't forget, tomorrow I'm on just before 7 o'clock for more Gamescom action with the Future Game Show, and then swiftly followed by the Future Game Show Live. And then we're going to be playing a game that got an 8.5 out of 10 on last month's show, Ruffy and the Riverside. It's a game that I've been wanting to play. They sent me a copy weeks ago, and we get to play it. And then Thursday, another game that got an 8.5 out of 10, literally a couple of weeks ago on this show, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I will probably be raging like shit on Thursday at that game, but it's got the retro vibes, so do tune in on Thursday at 8:30, and that is our streams for then. Thank you so much again to all of you in chat. DJ Mike Storm says, hey, cool guy. Also, hi, Mag. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
There you go. Woo, Rowan. Throws panties at Rowan somehow. Gilfly says, nice. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's do a raid. Let's raid on. Thank you for everyone for the follows tonight and all the subs tonight. A load of you subbed. And thank you to Fleabag for the raid. Thank you, buddy. If you are also doing more Gamescom coverage, I hope you have an excellent second stream, my friend. It's going to be pretty good. Let's see who's on and who we can raid. And let's see if we can raid someone else. Get out the panties gun, yes. I tell you what. Let's see what he is playing. Because we've not raided him in a while. He's playing a game called Dead Cam. This is a horror game. And we are going to go raid someone who was at Timeless. And he's turning his studio into a ball pit. And that is Tourette's Gamer. And this is his first day of turning his room into a ball pit. So this will be absolutely crazy. Let's go give Tourette's Gamer some love. We'll press that button. And that raid will begin once the credits have rolled. Thank you so much, everyone, again. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to Tunesy for being so awesome. As of that, I will say, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening. And I shall see you tomorrow just before 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.